Hey guys, I was working on a on a fabrication project tonight, and it dawned on me that this might be something good to take a video of because I think it's something that it's definitely going to be really useful, and I think other people might find some benefit of it too. Basically, what I'm doing here is I'm building a bolt-on receiver hitch to go on the tractor, and I've seen these things online. You can buy these for I've seen them anywhere from $60 to I think $75. For commercial units online, and I knew I could make one cheaper. And not only that, but I run a lot of times with this tooth bar on here. This is a Piranha tooth bar, and I wanted to have something that was a little bit more adjustable so that it would slip over. That tooth bar adds I don't have a tape here, but it adds some thickness to the bottom of the bucket. I think it's probably it's at least half an inch. I would say it's probably half-inch steel, and then it kind of sticks down a little bit too, so maybe 3/4. But anyway, I'm not just slipping over over the thin bucket. I want to be able to go over this bar, and then also when the tooth bar is not on there, I want to have it fit over just the bucket itself too. So again, the ones that I've seen commercially I didn't think they would work very well with going over this tooth bar. So what I did, I kicked around some different ideas, and the simplest thing I came up with, I knew I needed to get a receiver tube, and so I went to Harbor Freight, cheapest place I could find one. I wanted to get an 18-inch receiver tube, and this is $13 at Harbor Freight. I think it's $13. No, that's not right. It was like 16 or 17 bucks. And then as I was there, I was thinking about how I was going to do the kind of the wraparound piece, and I was going to try to fabricate something. If I had some just basic 2-inch steel tube laying around, it worked great, and it wouldn't really have to be steel tube, but it just works well. But in any case, when I was in the store getting this 18-incher, I saw that they had 12-inchers, and this was I think 13 bucks. So all when I was out the door, I think it was like $31 for these two receiver tubes, and then I've got a few dollars. I picked up some nuts and some bolts, so I'm like probably 35 bucks, under $35, and this is going to work perfect for my needs. So just to kind of show you what I did, basically I took the 18-inch tube. I kind of figured out how much distance I wanted between these two tubes, and I ended up this is actually 1.25-inch spacer. So all I did was I just cut 1.25 inches off the 18-incher, and then took the sander and basically knocked the paint off of it. And as you can see, I thought it would be easier to actually show you before I had everything all welded up and painted. So I just have it tacked on there right now. And some of the commercial ones that I've seen, they actually have it set up so that your hitch so the hitch goes down here, and I wanted to, well, it's upside down obviously, but I wanted to make sure that sitting in the seat in the tractor that I could see without having to stand up and climb over the top what I was hooking onto. So I've actually designed this one so, and technically it could go down here. All I have to do is just drill a hole through this tube, but I designed it so that it will go on top. And then obviously this is a 2-inch drop, and if you flip this upside down, I think I should have good visibility from the seat. And not only that, but when we're moving trailers, I can keep the bucket really low to the ground, so it keeps center of gravity real low. So I think that's gonna be good. So anyway, cut off that spacer, tack that on there, and then I just took a 1/2-inch bolt and I drilled a 1/2-inch hole through here and welded that nut on there. And then what I'm going to do that I haven't done yet is I'm just going to use the factory holes that come in the hitch tube, and I'm actually going to weld a nut on the top of here so that I can thread that 5/8 bolt up from the bottom. So basically what that's going to do is it's going to, if I could get the nut started, it's going to allow me to really lock this on. So I'll slide this on. I don't know how well you can see from your vantage point there. But basically I'll slide this on. I'll be able to tighten down this top 1/2-inch bolt good and tight, pin it to the top of the bucket, and then I can come down and I can actually tighten up the bottom one. And between the two, it'll be sandwiched on there really well. And I don't think it's going to move, you know, it's not going to go anywhere for the trailers that I'm going to move around. And with this adjustability, by adding most of the commercial units that I see, they'll have kind of a little tab or something on the bottom that sticks up, you know, 1/2 inch or so, that kind of contacts the bottom of the bucket to get underneath, to make up the difference of your cutting blade. But again, that wouldn't have worked very well, I don't think, with having this tooth bar on there. And I think it would have been it would have rocked, I think. And I was thinking I would probably have to weld some additional support to the back one when I was first thinking about buying one. But with having this bolt on there, it's pretty much fully adjustable. And actually, that's a 4.5 inch bolt. I think I'll probably go 4 inch, and then that'll work well. It's going to hang down just a little bit down from the bottom, but give me the adjustability that I need. So I think this is going to work real well. I'm going to throw some. I'm going to finish welding this up. I'll weld that nut on there, and get a little primer, a little paint on there, and this thing will all be set to go. So I did put when I built my ballast box, a lot of times in the summer, I've got my ballast box on the back of the tractor, and I put a hitch on the back of that, which works really well. But it's January now, and so I've got my scraper blade on the back, which is what I use for moving snow, and but I still need to be able to move trailers. So, and actually I think this is probably I've got where I park trailers is kind of I kind of squeeze in real close to the building, in between buildings and trees and stuff, and I think having it on the front end, actually I'll be able to maneuver it even that much easier. So I'll throw some welds on here, and I'll come back and I'll give you a shot of what it looks like when it's all done, and kind of final product and my thoughts on how it turns out. Find some bare metal on this thing here. Here. quick, I don't know how well you can see those welds. I didn't see it when I had my helmet on, but you can see how terrible those look. It's kind of embarrassing. The reason is I forgot to turn on my gas. That's what happens when you try to MIG weld with no gas. Those are awful. I'm gonna go over the top of them again just because I can't even stand the way that looks. That's better. I'm just gonna finish up my welding my 1.25" spacer here. Alright, solid. Weld it all the way around. Bottom bolt. Just kind of 3 tacks on there, that doesn't take much. One other thing that I'm going to do, and I'm not going to do it right now, is I'm going to probably weld a little handle on the top here, so I don't have to actually use a wrench. I can use a handle. It'll just permanently be on there like that, probably just like a 1/2 inch bar, but a little bit of material that I have I need to use for something else, so I'm not going to do that right now. But that'll just be on there permanently, and that way I won't have to actually use a wrench to put this on. I might put one on the bottom too. So move it to the tractor and see how it looks. Snug that up. Snug that up. I'm happy with that. So that's me putting all my weight on it, and one thing I wasn't sure, we'll see how this works out, but I might stick a spacer in here, possibly. If I was always going to use it just on the bucket, I'd probably take a piece of like 1/2-inch rod or something and weld it underneath here so that it kind of wedges onto the cutting blade of the bucket. But since I'm also using it with this piranha tooth bar on here, I'm probably not going to do that. I'm probably just going to leave it. I think just the way it is right now, amazing, you're going to burn your nose. No, I don't think I'll add any support to it. I think it's going to work good just the way it is. Anyway, hopefully you guys found that interesting. Like I said, it's I thought about doing this for a while, and it's just one of those things I haven't made the time. But I think now that I've done it, I should have done this a long time ago. And in case you're wondering, laterally, that thing is, I'm surprised actually. It doesn't move side to side either. And I think probably having the 2 bolts really kind of helps with that, lock everything down. So if you're thinking about doing it, I'd highly recommend it. It didn't take me very long to do this once I kind of figured out in my mind how to go about doing it. So hopefully this will make things go quicker for you. But if you decide to make one, leave me a comment. Let me know how it goes. I'd be curious to see what you think. So that's all for now. Thanks, guys.